My mom, when I was in elementary school, I remember her telling me that every day is a gift, and so I should be the best person I can be to benefit others and to benefit myself, and I just think there's so much truth in that. Every day is a gift.
This is the Buffalo Community Podcast, all about the greatest small town in the USA, the people in it, and how it all works together. Here are your hosts, Tyler Reese and Mark Benzer.
All right. Hey, everybody. Another great episode of the Buffalo Community Podcast. We look forward to this one every year. We have Buffalo High School Hall of Famers, class of 2024, Claire Erickson and Aver McCallum.
But before we jump into their introductions, we're going to hear a quick message from our friends over at Forge.
Hi, I'm Steve Racek, one of the owners and coaches here at Forge Fitness. A lot of people ask, what do we do here? Well, we focus on your longevity, meaning we focus on your health and the quality of your life as you age. So by the time you get to the end of your life, we want you to be able to do things that you want to do and enjoy. We take a lot of pride in the community that we've built, knowing that our members come for a great workout, but they stick around because of the community and friendships that they have. If interested in joining us at Forge, we offer a 7-day free trial. And you can find us at www.forgefitness.co, or you can find us on Facebook or Instagram.
Thanks, Steve.
Just start off, congratulations, guys. I'm sure you put a lot of work into it, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it was noticed, and this is what happens when you do that. So congratulations, and we'll just get started. Ladies first, Claire, tell us about you, your journey, who you are, all that fun stuff.
Well, it was definitely unexpected for sure, just the award in general. But I'm a very busy person. I like to do as many things as possible. So soccer has been one of my greatest passions. I started at a very young age. And so throughout high school, I was a 3-year soccer captain on the varsity squad. And I was also on the all-conference and all-state teams, which is very awesome.
Sweet.
And then I'm involved in Music Honor Society, National Honor Society. I'm in choir. Music is also a big passion of mine, so I'm in choir and BHS singers. And then I've always had a passion for education. I want to be a future teacher. I've had a passion for working with kids, and so I'm in Educators Rising. And I just think all these things are a really great relational outlet for me.
Yeah. Awesome. Educators, right? Is that a program through Buffalo High School, or is that something out? Okay.
So it's a national organization, and then I'm in Buffalo's chapter of Educators Rising. Awesome.
Aver.
Yeah. I never expected to be nominated, let alone win this award. So I was really excited when I got up on stage and they called out my name. I wasn't expecting to win at all.
Yeah. And what do you do, I guess, outside of going to class every day, turning your homework in on time, getting the extra credit? What do you like to do?
So I'm involved in a lot of music activities. I'm a percussionist. So I've been involved in the drumline briefly, and I've done the marching band. I did a music listening team, and we went to state this year.
Sweet.
And then I'm also very involved in Knowledge Bowl, which is my favorite extracurricular.
Cool.
And this year I actually participated in the pit orchestra playing drum set.
For the plays and stuff?
Yep, for the fall musical.
Awesome.
Very fun. I find it amazing every year that we sit down with the Hall of Famers of how involved they are in probably not just in the high school, but do you guys do anything outside of the high school? I mean, there's a common theme. You guys fill your schedules to the brim. Anything outside of the high school?
Yeah, I do a lot better when I'm kind of constantly busy, aside from like working my job at Hy-Vee in Maple Grove. I do some volunteering at I've done some volunteering at North Memorial for their car seat clinics.
Cool.
Very awesome. I play club soccer outside of school, so that takes a lot of my time. And then I'm very involved in my local church at St. John's in Buffalo, and so I'm on their worship team. I'm on their youth leadership council. And then through the Buffalo Covenant Church, I'm actually on the Fellowship of Christian Athletes leadership team as well.
Cool.
That's awesome.
What's next? I was gonna say a couple weeks, but we're down to a couple days
Yeah.
of school left. Where you go next year, and what do you plan to study?
I'm going to University of Wisconsin Eau Claire next year, and I'm going to be majoring in transnational geographies.
So we chatted a little bit before we hit record on this. Not quite the same thing as a geography major, transnational geographies.
It's what's described as a comprehensive major. It basically serves as a minor and major in geography, so it's much more rigorous in just as a whole of geography. So I can do anything with that degree that you could do with a geography major plus more.
Sure. And what do you want to do with it?
I'm hoping to go into a career helping climate change refugees immigrate to the United States.
And what is a climate change refugee?
There's a few countries that are, due to rising sea level, that are in danger of sinking, actually, like the Maldives and Kiribati. So there's going to be a lot of refugees from those countries immigrating to other countries, and I'm hoping to help people settle here.
Awesome.
After high school, what do you plan to do?
I am attending Gustavus Adolphus College in St. Peter, and then I'll be majoring in elementary education to hopefully become a teacher one day.
Yeah.
And then I'll be minoring in psychology and coaching. And then I'll also be playing soccer at Gustavus and singing in one of their choirs.
So, kind of like high school.
Yep, a little bit.
Except probably harder and
Yes.
and maybe more exciting in terms of specializing in an area you want to eventually get into and work and make a living. Awesome.
What drew you to education?
I've always had such a positive experience in the education system. Teachers have been the greatest role models in my life, and then my soccer coaches as well. I want to coach, hopefully, and so just teachers and coaches and school counselors, they've always been such a positive light to me, and I hope to pay that back to students of my own one day.
Sure. Do you have a favorite teacher that you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, I have so many, but the first person that comes to mind is Mr. Ben Watkins. He's a middle school science teacher. He's just one of the coolest people ever. So
I got to hear him speak. Awesome. I can see why.
Yes, he's so exciting.
That dude's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
For
favorite teacher,
I'd say my own dad, of course, Mr. McCallum at the high school.
You had to say that.
Yeah, he made me.
Yeah.
Other than that, Mr. Summers, the English teacher, has helped me a lot through my career. He allowed me to do the an independent study when one of his classes couldn't fit with my schedule, and I finished with that like a week ago, and now I've got the credit for that class, the English credit that I needed to graduate. And I also took his college writing class, which I think is the best class to take to prepare yourself for college.
Sure.
And I also want to thank the band director, Mr. Abale, because he's shaped me a lot into who I am today through his band program.
Yeah. I think there's another common theme. Music has played a big role in a lot of the people that have been nominated and elected to the Hall of Fame. And band, choir, Mr. Abale does a great job. Choir, when we hear people talk at academic luncheons and things like that, a lot of people think very highly of their music experience at Buffalo, and they've always had good programs and teachers, so very common to hear those things.
What's the best piece of advice that someone has given you? So it's going to be a two-part question, so you can think about it a little bit. So what's the best piece of advice someone's given you over your high school career? And then what's a piece of advice that you would give someone, your 10-year-old self?
Yeah, I've when I was entering high school, a lot of people told me that I would never regret joining an extracurricular activity. The only regrets I would have would be about not joining one. And I followed that. advice, and I find that to be true. I haven't regretted joining an extracurricular activity. I was involved in 10 or so this year. So that's an advice piece of advice I'd give to someone entering high school. Another piece of advice, I'd say give people the benefit of the doubt more often than not, if you can help it. That's a promise I made to myself when I was entering high school, that I would be kind and give people the benefit of the doubt and hear people out in general.
Yeah,
Sure.
I love that.
You can't say same.
Same.
Same. No.
Like riding coattails.
No, my mom, when I was in elementary school, I remember her telling me that every day is a gift, and so I should be the best person I can be to benefit others and to benefit myself. And I just think there's so much truth in that. Every day is a gift, and so that's why if I were to give my 10-year-old self advice, I would say not to take anything too seriously, because time goes by so fast, and it's so important to just kind of breathe. If I could redo everything, I'd remind myself to just take a breath and know that it's not super serious, and everything's going to work out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Buffalo High School offers a lot of opportunities to earn college credits in the high school classroom. Was that something you both were able to take advantage of, and to what extent?
Yes, so it's the opportunities, the CIS credits at the high school are amazing. I think I've taken 8 or 9 CIS classes, and all of them have been very unique in their own way and very beneficial. I feel very well set up going into college.
Ready to roll.
That's probably at least half a year of college, maybe a full?
Yeah, I'm not sure how many of my credits transfer,
Sure.
as the specific class. But I think I could go in, if all of them were to transfer, I think I could go in as a sophomore into their second semester or something like that. So a year and a half.
So let's hope they
awesome.
transfer.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
But keep that NCAA eligibility
Yes.
for playing soccer.
Yes.
How about you?
I took 5 college courses this year alone, and 6 in total. I took one my 10th grade year. I had a very tough schedule this year. I had a time where I was taking 5 college classes a day and juggling 5 or 6 extracurriculars in a week. But I think it was all worth it in the end. I really enjoyed that experience, and I think I'll be grateful in college for having taken those courses, not only for the credit, but what they've taught me about managing my work and getting things hit on time.
Right. Yeah.
When I graduated high school, I felt like, oh man, I could do just a little bit more of that. Is that what you're feeling right now? Or are you super excited to jump into college?
You're talking CIS credits?
No, just in general.
Just in general.
High school experience.
Yeah.
I definitely wish that if I were to have any regrets in my high school career, it would be not doing a fall musical. I just think that would have been so much fun. And then actually, sophomore year, I took a normal English class, and I'm just like, why did I do that? Because, originally I thought that would sound most interesting, and it was great, but I was like, shoot, I could have fit in one more CIS class in my schedule.
Sure. Just normal English, that's what I speak.
I know, right? Should have thought it through.
Yeah.
I could definitely go for another week or two if someone offered it. Like, if I could go for another week or 2 of school, I'd definitely take it. I was thinking this morning that I wish there was another concert for music in general that I could participate in, because we just did our last one yesterday.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
So you got kind of piggybacking a little bit off of Tyler's question. You got some good life advice, but you got some 8th graders that are going to be done at the middle school here this year. My son is one of them. What specific piece of advice would you give them in terms of going into 9th grade? It goes quick, right? I mean, I'm sure you feel like you were a freshman just like 4 years ago.
Yes, it's such a cliche.
3.
Everyone says, it goes so fast.
Yeah.
I thought that was garbage, but
But
it's true. It does go by really fast.
But what would you tell a kid going from the middle school, being top dog at the middle school, down to like a freshman at the high school? Is it scary? Is it, are they going to be okay? What would you tell them?
Well, I entered high school during COVID year, so did Claire. And I elected to be entirely distance learning because I was scared to go into high school during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And halfway through the year, I was given the choice to come back, and I did. And I was a very, I would say, antisocial, wallflower kind of person. My dad had to convince me, compromise by allowing me to eat lunch in a English resource area closet.
Sure. Yeah.
Every day during my freshman year, and I've come from that to here, and I'd say my career of high school is very much an upwards parabola almost, like exponentially getting better and better. So I say even if you're not feeling like you're worth much or valued at the high school, you are, and I'd say get involved in something that makes you feel valued, and you will be valued.
Wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely intimidating going to a new school. Change is hard, but like you said, you will be okay. Try new things, meet new people. Don't be afraid to go outside your comfort zone. I think that's the number one thing. Like, it's okay to be uncomfortable because that's where you grow. So it can be intimidating joining so many things, and it's okay if you don't, but try something that you're interested in, simply like that. And the benefits will just be amazing.
Yeah.
So remind me, you mentioned you entered high school into COVID. Now I'm just trying to do the math backwards. So you guys got sent home as ninth graders, or you were coming in and it was distance learning?
We got sent home as eighth graders.
Eighth graders, and then it was a full year of distance, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, how did you kind of react or bounce back? Or do you feel like there's any, amongst your classmates, do you think there's anything kind of lingering? We talked to a few teachers, and it's just like, how did it affect? I mean, we just had jobs. You guys actually went through the educational process. How do you think it kind of bounced back, kind of coming into a very pivotal point of life,
Yeah, no, I don't think it had a super big effect. I may be wrong in saying this, but in terms of like the social atmosphere, like if anything, I feel like our class is more connected. I didn't really feel like we missed out on that much. I actually really enjoyed distance learning and having my own schedule.
Yeah, sure.
But when we came back, like, it didn't feel like we were strangers in this random building. Like, we all had a shared experience, and because of that, I think we were more unified. And we just kept coasting from there. Like, we took things as they came, and I think the way everyone handled everything was pretty brilliant in itself.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I really enjoyed my distance learning. I definitely wasn't working my hardest during that time, but I enjoyed having my own schedule. But when I came back, I noticed it was a lot easier to just kind of check out of class at your own will, and teachers couldn't and still really can't do anything about it. So it's a lot easier to fail and not really catch yourself slipping into failure.
Sure.
So I'd say another piece of advice I'd say is, even if there's no like direct policy against being on your phone or computer or anything, be vigilant about what you yourself are doing and make the best choices for your future.
That is a really good point. I feel like our attention spans, or at least speaking personally, like after distance learning, like they narrowed so much. Like it's really hard to sit in a 60-minute lecture now. But
I don't think that's a high school kid thing necessarily, right? I think we were all given a free pass in a lot of ways to take our foot off the gas a little bit, and nobody was going to blame you for it. And so I think that, transitioning back into that, like, go time mode is and was difficult for a lot of people, not just high school kids.
But being aware, kind of like to expand on yours, is being aware of you're responsible for yourself. I mean, at the end of the day, the only one that is really counting on yourself to do it is yourself. So Thanks for pointing that out. Thank you for giving that broad spectrum of firsthand experience. So, but is there anything else that we're missing in that you guys maybe want to shout out, invite people to your grad parties or something like that? I'm just
Yeah, what are you serving?
Yeah. It really depends on what you're serving.
Bring bagels at mine.
I'm not having my own grad party. I think I'm just gonna sort of cool out at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Sure.
I've got marching band after the school year ends. So
Big trip coming up to Boston.
Yep, Boston and Rhode Island. We'll be marching in the biggest 4th of July parade in Bristol, Rhode Island.
That's pretty cool. Very cool. Well, thanks for coming in, guys. Yeah. We really appreciate you stopping by. We love this interview every year, like I said, and best of luck on your future plans at Gustavus and Eau Claire.
Thank you.
The future's very bright for you both. So thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah. Thank you. For the Buffalo Community Podcast, I'm Tyler Reese.
I'm Mark Benzer.
I'm Abram McCallum.
And I'm Claire Erickson.
Thanks for listening to the Buffalo Community Podcast, produced by Edlin Media. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube, as well as anywhere you listen to podcasts.